what's up and welcome. I'm the one and only West Coast King and welcome back to Major League 90 where we're talking Major League Soccer. And a lot of stuff happened over the weekend in the MLS. A lot of stuff in-game, I would say, happened. Nothing off the field, but a lot of stuff on the field was pretty interesting. And I don't have really any big stories to talk about, but I just want to kind of hit on everything that kind of happened this weekend. We'll start with the good. Let's start with the good stuff that happened. Let's start with on a positive note. And let's start in LA, where the LA Galaxy are steamrolling people at the StubHub Center. I mean, it's not even, it's getting pretty ugly out there. They beat New England 4-2 this weekend in an absolute thrashing. I mean, but you know what? LA Galaxy are exactly what they've always been. They're a fantastic team at home, damn near unbeatable. I mean, they haven't lost a game this season at home. They have 4 wins, no losses, 1 draw. The one lone draw came in against Portland in that leg stomping game where De Jong absolutely nearly shattered Nagbe's leg, we'll put it that way. And Portland could have won that game, but LA figured out a way to come away with points at home like they always do. And this season, they're an average road team, but that's not a knock on LA. If you could be a great home team and an average road team, you're going to make the playoffs 100%. LA absolutely look like a playoff contender. They look like a supporter shield contender, but what else is new? They're the LA Galaxy. Also, this weekend, Seattle won again. Yeah, buddy, 4 in a row at home. Jordan Morris, 4 goals in 4 straight games. Ever since moving to striker, he has scored in every single game he has played. Ziggy Schmid, call me up. I know your problems, all right? I can help you out. I know exactly what you need to do out there. Starting Jordan Morris up top was a good start, but there are other things you could do. Also scoring in that game, though, was Clint Dempsey. He scored the first goal of the game. And wow, was that just a relief. You could feel just the entire stadium just sigh a breath of relief, because lately I didn't think Dempsey even knew how to find the net. I didn't even know if he knew that there was a net to be found out there. He hasn't hit the freaking thing, I don't think, since what, the second game of the season? Holy Lord, has he looked awful lately. But he's back scoring goals. Morris is scoring goals as well. Everything seems right in Seattle now. Also on the positive side of things, Toronto played their first home game of the season, and they beat a very, very good FC Dallas team. And a bit interesting at the end there, that one got a little bit weird. Jesse Gonzalez ended up going off the field hurt. The Dallas keeper went off hurt at the very end of the game, and they had already used all 3 substitutions. So Hollingshead, a defender, had to put on the shirt, put on the gloves, and he actually stopped the Sebastian Giovinco free kick. Not an easy task. No, the free kick was not good. It bounced in front. It was an awful free kick, but he stopped it. Not a lot of keepers can say they've done that very recently. I mean, Sebastian Giovinco is freaking automatic wherever he shoots from. So Hollingshead actually kept them in it for a while, but they couldn't find the late equalizer. Toronto won at 1-0. So yay for Toronto for finally getting to play at home, and they picked up a big home win over a very good FC Dallas team. So those were some of the good things that happened. Now let's move on to the bit questionable that happened over the weekend. Let's start with whatever the hell happened in Columbus between the Crew and Montreal. What? I just have to ask, what? Columbus were up 4-1 in that game. 4-1, and they end up getting a 4-4 draw. What? Not only that, but the penalty kick situation between Kai Kamara and Federico Higuain. Holy Lord, that is deteriorating. That whole thing is deteriorating very quickly in Columbus. I mean, it's gonna get nasty. I think they have got to do something and move one of those players. I don't agree with, just completely giving up and selling off a player to resolve a situation, but I really don't see it. Every interview that's been done after that between Kamara or Higuain or the coach, it's just getting worse. They have got to move one of those players immediately. And I guess I could give my opinion on that the whole penalty kick situation. In case you don't know, Columbus is up 3-1. They get a penalty kick. Kamara has 2 goals already in this game. He's looking for his first MLS hat trick, and Higuain will not let him take it. He takes the ball. They stood there for a good long time talking about it, thought it was going to come to blows, and then eventually Higuain takes it and he goes off and celebrates. Kamara walks the other way, and it just did not look good. It looked absolutely poor on the field. You could tell things deteriorated on the field after that. They were up 4-1 at that point, and I said they ended up going on to draw the game 4-4. And Kamara's right. There's no teamwork there. There's absolutely no teamwork. That is a toxic situation in Columbus. They are not going to get better unless they move one of those players. Something else that caught my eye this weekend as I was taking a look at the standings, and I don't know if this is good or bad or whatever, it's just something I thought was pretty interesting, and it's the apparent lack of balance between the Eastern Conference and Western Conference. If you have a look at the East, Montreal is on top of the table with 15 points. In the Western Conference, there are 4 teams that have more than 15 points. Colorado has 20. LA has 18, RSL and Dallas on 17. It's not till you get to 5th place San Jose do you find a team on 15 points. And I was looking at, like, maybe it's just the Western Conference is beating up on the East. I know in the case of the Seattle Sounders, the 4 wins they've had in a row at home, 3 of them have come against Eastern Conference opponents, but that seems to be the exception rather than the regular thing that's happening here. Actually, when they face off, Eastern and Western Conference opponents go at it, it's pretty even. So that's not actually the case. It's not that the West is beating up on the East like it's their little brother and see when someone needs to call their mom because it's getting ugly out here. No, not really. That's not really what's happening. What's actually happening is the Western Conference teams, the 10 of them combined, have 22 draws. In the East, 34 draws. 34 times the Eastern Conference teams have ended with a tie. Holy mother, none so more than New England. 11 games played, 7 draws. 7. They have 1 win, 3 losses, 7 draws. Partly in due because they're the worst defensive team in the league, they've somehow managed to give up 20 goals this season. How? I don't know how they have a win when they've given up 20 goals, only scored 13 of their own. To be fair, they're offensively, they're not that bad. They're pretty average with 13 goals. 20 goals given up, though, is by far the worst. Like, how do you give up 20 goals? Do you not even have 11 men on the field? Like, what are you doing out there? How do you give up 20 goals in 11 games? Seriously, just somebody help them. Give them another goalkeeper or something. I don't know, but it's getting ridiculous out there in New England. Either way, I thought it was interesting that the Eastern Conference teams have drawn 12 more matches than Western Conference teams, and that's partly the reason why that looks so unbalanced. In reality, though, it's really not. They just, I don't know, they just can't seem to beat each other. They seem very evenly matched, I guess, in the Eastern Conference. One more thing to talk about today, and we do have a little bit of a story to talk about, and it's coming out of Orlando, and apparently Italian giants AC Milan value one of Orlando's midfielders at around 4 million euros. Now remember, they got Nocerino from AC Milan in the offseason to come over to Orlando. Now it looks like AC Milan are looking at one of their own, Orlando's midfielders to bring back, and this midfielder is Christian Higuita, the young Colombian, currently filling a major role in that midfield. I did peg him to be a breakout star this season. Maybe not breakout star, but a breakout player for Orlando this season. Him and Darwin Sarin are pairing up nicely. I said they were going to have one of the best midfields in the league, and it certainly looks like it. They are one of the main reasons Orlando is doing as well as they have. Granted, they are one of the kings of the draws in the East. They have drawn 5 matches, right behind New England with 7, but still, we're not talking about that anymore. But it really looks like Sarin and Higuita and maybe Nocerino moving forward, they're really going to come together and create a great midfield. But can Orlando hold on to Higuita long enough to make that happen or see that come to fruition? Maybe, maybe not. There's a lot of comparisons between this situation and the Matt Miazga situation in New York last season, where New York ended up selling Miazga because he was on an expiring contract. They were going to lose him anyway. Miazga was destined to go to Europe. He wanted to go, so New York allowed that to happen by selling him. This situation is a little bit different. Higuita's under contract, not on an expiring deal. So I really think for Higuita, the player, it would benefit him more to stay at Orlando, at least through the rest of this season, probably for another season or 2, and develop in the Orlando system. Going to AC Milan, it's nice to be, under the control of a big club like that, but he'd probably go out on loan right away. I can't see him playing for AC Milan right away. So going out on loan, sometimes it doesn't work out for the best. You get caught up in, just kind of passed around from team to team. Sometimes it doesn't work out. I really think he should stay where he has a permanent contract, develop here in the MLS in Orlando. He's doing a great job of that right now. I see no reason for him to change it up at this point. Hopefully, that would benefit him as well as Orlando. Like I said, develop that midfield a little bit and become a great team. But, it's a tough situation. It's a tough situation for the player and the team to try to kind of figure out what they want to do with that. Hopefully, Higuita does end up staying. But it's good to see that another young MLS player is catching notoriety from a big European club. So that is it. That's all I got to talk about today. I know I didn't touch on a couple of things that happened, such as San Jose kind of letting some opportunities slip up there in Seattle. Wondolowski went full Wando in that game. He missed a penalty. He had a one-on-one opportunity against Stefan Fry, the goalkeeper, and blew that because apparently he forgot where the ball was. Oh my gosh, he had a full Wando game in that one. Or how about Sporting Kansas City having to hold a players meeting because they've let a couple games slip in a row and they're starting to get a little worried out there. I don't know. Let me know what your thoughts, feedback, comments are below. I'll try to respond to as many as possible. But that is going to do it for this one. If you did enjoy it, make sure to let me know by leaving a like below. Subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you when we come back for some more Major League 90. See ya.